The Chinese lived in separate towns that were called Chinatown. The largest town was in San Francisco. These towns reminded the Chinese of home. Like home, the Chinese knew all of their close neighbors. The Chinese were kept separate from all Caucasian life. The Chinese were treated like second class citizens, and worse than African Americans in some cases.
We left our families to search for new and better lives in the States. We came here because we heard of a new railroad being built, and they were seeking help from immigrants. We took the job. We all miss our families very much, but we can't go back to visit them. My family told me to get a job, make good money, get used to life here in the U.S., and remember them. I'm imagining they are struggling a bit without me, but my family wanted what was best for me. They're probably missing me just as much as I miss them.
Numbers 3 and 4. The work that the Chinese had to do was hard and grueling. They spent most of their time laying track and blowing up rock. They did not have modern tools like we have today. They would work by hand, pickaxe, hammers, and crowbars. They would hang from ridges 2,000 feet up to carve rail beds along the cliffs. Rocks and dirt was carried away in baskets, while trees were rooted by and taken down. Usually they would work on flat lands and plains, so all they had to do was lay the track. When they got to the mountains, where tons of rocks and trees, the work instantly got more and more difficult. They used dynamite to get through the rock and would take out trees. Safety was a huge concern for the Chinese themselves. While they used the dynamite, they had to make sure that they got out of the area before it exploded. This caused many deaths and severe injuries. When hanging over cliffs, falling was a huge factor. They did not have much support holding the basket. The chances of falling or getting hurt carving the rail bed was great. During one part of the building, major blizzards and snowstorms came along. There would be up to 5 to 6 feet of snow that they had to work through. Frostbite and pneumonia were also a huge worry to Chinese immigrants.
They were not treated well at all. They had to supply their own food, shelter, and clothing. The whites were given this. They were also paid less than the whites. They had made $25 a month, and the whites made $40 a month. This treatment led to the Chinese strike. This was when the Chinese stood up and demanded more pay and taken care of better. They were also not treated well if sick or injured. Here, working on the railroad, we were eventually divided into gangs. We were groups of 12 to 20 men in each gang. Every gang had their own cook, who would make the meals and have a large boiler of hot water ready at night so when we were done, we could take a nice bath. Then we could change our clothes after we clean up. Each gang also had a headman. He received from the foreman the amount of time credited to his gang and divided it evenly to his members. He also bought and paid for all the utilities and provisions used by his gang members.
September 16, 1866. My best friend died yesterday. Another one of those nitroglycerin accidents. That stuff is deadly. Even dropping the stuff is fatal. When you're carrying it, you have to be steady or it might blow up. I'm used to people dying on the job. My brother died in July. We were only here for 3 months and then boom. I don't think he could feel it. I hope I don't go down the same path.
September 12th, 1867. Working on this railroad is tough. I've been here for about a year now, and this work is long and tiresome. We go into the tunnels to dig and dig, only to find the exit months later. We lay down track after track. We have reached the dreaded Sierra Nevada, mountainous and dangerous. My fellow workers and I are sore, some injured, and I'm not sure how much longer it will take till we're done with this. If I had to guess, I would think another year or two until we finish. March 20th, 1868. We've struggled. It's hard digging through this mountain. We use our picks and our explosives. Some go in and don't come out. I've lost friends and I've lost my brother. I hope we finish this soon. July 17th, 1868. I've gotten to know my fellow workers better this past year. Some come from very poor families in hope of finding a new life, and some have come just because of the economy and everything over in China is falling apart. Some have said that they hope to start a new shop after the work on this railroad is done. May 5th, 1869. I haven't found much time to write my journal lately, but I'm told that we are to meet up with the other company in Promontory, Utah soon. May 10th, 1869. Promontory, Utah. I'm not sure what time it is, but the golden spike was just pounded in. They took our picture and we were given our money. I'm extremely happy that this is over. I can go back home to my family. I might even use the idea that one of the other workers had. Bring my family back to America so we can start up our own shop. We can make some money and start a new life here in America.